Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to Thornton Farm. This is our 26th episode. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming back for another episode. I really appreciate that. We need to run up and take the eggs up to Mr. Thornton. We've just basically collected those this morning from our chickens, and we're going to head up, and then I'm going to basically bring you up to speed on what all has been sort of going on in the last couple of game days. Now, we are in a brand new game day. We're in game day number 8 of late fall or late autumn, however you want to refer to that. And if you look at the forecast there, we've got snow in the forecast for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day of fall, and we are very, very slowly getting everything done that we need to do on the farm. And let me tell you something, there is a lot of tasks that need to be done before winter actually sets in. And of course, we're going to get a small little taste of winter tomorrow with snow in the forecast. So not real sure what that's going to do, but we basically have Smithy is over here seeding oilseed radish in our very last field, field number 35. That will basically, I'll pull up the map once we pull into the pub here. And if it wasn't too early, I might have a pint, but it's a little early for that, and definitely we'll be back for lunch most likely. So let me just do this. Let me jump out. We're going to go in, take the eggs in, so that Mr. Thornton will have these for his breakfast crowd, and then I'll be right back with you. All right. Well, Mr. Thornton appreciated me taking the time to bring those up here. And let's just go ahead and get our John Deere Gator here going again. So yeah, so Smithy is over there seeding that field, and that will basically bring all of our fields up with oilseed radish. As you can tell, we have worked sort of systematically around the map, getting everything done, and 35 was that last field that we needed to do, and so that is in the process of getting done, and that's a good thing. So we're going to head on back to the main farm here, and we'll just talk to you a little bit about some of the things that we need to do today. Probably going to be a fairly short episode because I'm not sure if I have a whole lot that needs to be done. Yes, there is a lot of work that has to be done here on the farm. We have been working to get things like our pipes and everything wrapped and sort of covered up. And even though we don't have really super cold winters here in the Cotswolds, we still have to. I need to get on the correct side of the road, don't I? Either that or just drive in the middle. We still have a lot to do, and we've got to get the greenhouses all secured up and everything. And of course, the greenhouses will run all winter. We basically will bring the greenhouses down again for maintenance and everything, either late in the spring or very early summer time frame. And that takes us just a couple of weeks to basically get those all cleaned up, get them serviced, repair whatever needs to be repaired with them, and then basically get them active again. And that's just a little bit of maintenance that we do tend to do each year, and this year is no exception. So we're just going to park this out of the way over here because we won't need it. So we do have 24 bales of silage that we need to take to our sell point. Now, our sell point, let me just check maintenance records on this tractor. We still got 12 days before maintenance is due. Our sell point, and I'll bring up the big map here where we can see down at the Blue Sphere stores in the lower right-hand corner of the map, the lower southeast portion of the map. That is where our buyer is that wants these silage bales, and we're going to take those down there. I had the boys load these up on, I tell you what, we'll go out this direction here if we can make it up the hill. We've had a little bit of rain in the last couple of days, and again, according to the weather forecast, we're going to have some snow tomorrow, and then that's going to be followed by some rain in the first couple of days of winter, and then some snow. So not sure what the remaining 3 days of winter looks like for us, but I can tell you that that is certainly a welcome sight, because I have certainly played maps before. Some of you might remember the challenge map that I did, the Old Guy Farmer challenge that I did for a little while, and we just had a horrendous winter that year. And it's very difficult to try to drive around and everything. Now we do have, and I'll just show that to you, because I really haven't, I don't think I've really shared this with you all. I kind of bought some of this equipment and put it up, but we do have, obviously we've got our big wheel loader, which will be a nice addition to have, but we've also got this old Massey bulldozer here with a blade on it, and I think that'll come in handy for keeping the farm area, the area around here, cleaned up, because we most likely will still need to haul and sell some grain on occasion, and as we have customers that need to buy it, and I'm not sure why I can't jog, but now we go. So we'll have to keep our farmyard and everything cleared up and everything, so that we can continue to move some equipment around. Hopefully the guys from the county will keep these roads out here nicely maintained. Of course, we just need to really worry about being able to get over to our sheep, because we'll need to continue to feed them, drop some hay over there and some water for them, and we'll try to get that done most likely tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning or late this afternoon. We'll try to do that, just in case tomorrow's snow is maybe a little more than what they're calling for. But a high of 42 degrees, not too bad. It is a relatively chilly morning right now at 37 degrees Fahrenheit, at least. That's the temperatures that I understand. But anyway, hope everyone is having a wonderful day and really enjoying the fall colors here on Thornton Farm, and really enjoying playing this series. I am afraid, though, I think I am really leaning towards wrapping things up after this winter. I understand that I started this series off in the early summer. I sort of did a lot of work and everything in the springtime and everything, and we started this series, we started this Let's Play in early summer, and we were going to basically do at least a year and a half on it. But I think that there's so many wonderful maps out there, and we've got a short, really and truthfully, at the way that time just flies by, and let me just pause for a moment and let me go take care of Smithy over there. Bear with me. All right, at the rate that time flies these days, and I know that it's still quite a ways from October, November timeframe when we would expect Farm Sim 19 to come out, but that time will be here before we know it, and then of course Farm Sim 19 will be out, hopefully. But there are so many really awesome maps, and there are awesome maps that are yet to be released, that will soon be released. And so I am really looking forward to maybe bringing an end to this map, and let's get like Midtown USA possibly completed, and then we can go with another British style map. So anyway, I'm gonna go in and speak to these guys and find out where they want me to unload the silage, and then I will be basically right back with you. Hold just one moment. All right, well, they even unloaded it for us, and we got $519 per bell, so I'm not sure if that's going to set any records for price and everything, but considering that we still have quite a number of bells and everything to sell, it's certainly worth the effort of doing the work and everything, and that's going to make Mr. Thornton quite happy, I do believe, when he hears about that. And we're going to go ahead, and I guess we missed our turn there, so we'll go ahead and go up this direction and just kind of check out this other side of the map. I don't think I've ever brought you guys over here. Of course, I understand Thornton Farm is a relatively older map, and of course many of you have been playing this wonderful map for some time, and so you've all seen this and everything, but I haven't been over on this side of the map in quite some time. Of course, I did sort of a drive through and a drive around, and had to do that a couple of times because, as you may remember, we were also playing Thornton Farm as well as Snetterton Farm during one of the last Giants updates for Farm Sim 17, and of course that kind of messed with some things, and we ended up having to basically restart. Well, we didn't have to restart, but we had to kind of go around and resync our cache and everything up. So anyway, there is the pub. We'll just give a quick toot of our horn there to Mr. Thornton, and let's head on back. And we're coming up on about 12 minutes or so into the video, so we'll go up and we'll check on the greenhouses and see how they are doing, and then pretty much wrap this episode up. Again, these are kind of shorter episodes, kind of towards the tail end, but just not a whole lot is going on. And I'll tell you what, we'll go up and come in the other direction there. That's a little bit easier to get this trailer into the yard and everything. But we'll be needing to sell some more grain and such, and of course a lot of that I will do off camera just because it can get kind of old selling tipper load full of grain if that's all we're basically doing. So I will just kind of wrap things up, and we'll probably have another couple of episodes before I wrap the series completely up. We'll sell everything and kind of see how well we did, and who knows, you know, I typically don't delete my game saves. I think we have like 20 slots, and so you know, I still have my game save from Lawfolds. I still have I will probably keep this game save for a while, so we could always revisit it if we want to. But like I said, there's so many wonderful maps, so many awesome maps that will be coming out in the very near future. There is Oakfield, which I'm pretty much looking forward to. It could actually be a replacement for this map, but again, I think I want to basically get probably Midtown USA. I want to get it to a better place. We are obviously we've just started the harvest season. My next time that I'm going to sit down at my gaming computer and play Farm Sim 17 after basically tonight, it will be to record Midtown episode number 17. And that, of course, is the episode that we've kind of been anxiously awaiting, really I guess maybe all season. And that is, of course, our first harvest. And that will be a wheat harvest that we will do on that map. And I really can't wait. Can't really wait to play it for that recording, and also just to record it as well, because I'm going to be using Courseplay, and it's just going to be really, really cool. I'm really looking forward to using Courseplay on that map because I think it is very well suited for Courseplay. It's got some big fields, and obviously we own quite a bit of field. Quite a bit of land, and of course our main goal, what we have been shooting for with this whole thing, is to be able to spin those fields around, and be able to sort of double plant our get the wheat and barley off the fields, and then basically put soybeans in. So that is what it's been all about, and well, might as well get her done, right? All right, so the greenhouses are not too terribly empty, but we obviously want to keep them filled up because, again, this is just kind of, well, it's kind of free money if you think about it, in a sense, because the manure costs us because I suppose I'm a bit too lazy to load up in a manure truck and bring it up here, but we always haven't had a whole lot of manure. But in any event, we've got our manure, we've got water, and the money that we make out of the greenhouses is well worth the effort to come up here, because you know, these things just kind of sit here and work for us. Of course, we've got our solar panels, we've got our beehives, and you know that every little bit helps, right? Every little bit helps, and I'm sure that even in the real world, Farmers are trying to take advantage of all sorts of ways to make money, to make revenue on the farm, keep some form of revenue coming in, and it could be something as simple as leasing a bit of land for a billboard, as we did, or maybe even nowadays the big thing is cell towers, cell locations. My father, before my mom and dad sold the house that they had lived in from roughly the time that I graduated high school until just about 3 years ago, they had a piece of land that went along with it. And my dad kept getting phone calls from a couple of cellular companies that operate there in Texas, and basically wanting him to lease a small portion of their land to basically construct a cell tower. And he just kept more or less putting them off and putting them off. But I think I think he was pretty much convinced that it would have been something that he would have done if they would have planned on basically keeping that house and that land and everything. It wasn't a whole lot of land, but again, it was enough. It was enough that one of these cell companies was interested in putting a tower there, and it would have brought in a few, I'm guessing a few, maybe a few $100, or maybe 1,000 or something a month. It wasn't going to be a whole lot, but again, he wasn't doing anything with the land, so might as well let it work for him. But solar panels and bees and all of those kind of things, those are just good things. And as I've often talked about, my wife and I, we almost look forward to Sunday afternoons or Sunday evenings because we get to watch the BBC Country File, and of course we watch it on a VPN solution that we have so that we can watch BBC iPlayer from the US. But it is just so incredible, and of course really enjoy seeing a lot of the ways and everything that British farming has evolved and continues to evolve and continues to function and everything. And I guess to a certain extent I get some of my ideas and everything, at least in how I choose to play my British maps from watching Country File. And so just two more here, and we will have this little project done. And we're about 18 minutes in, and no, I'm not necessarily watching the clock for any specific reason. I just am thinking that we'll just head on back to the main farm, and I'll just wrap this episode up. Again, I think that most likely we could have maybe 3 more episodes. Let's see, this is episode number, what did I say this was? This was episode number 26. So I don't know if we could make it around 30 episodes. Maybe I can try to do that, stretch it out over the next, let's see, 9-10 game days, kind of consolidate that into a couple of more episodes and just kind of end things at episode number 30. I think maybe I'll give that a try. That'll be a good goal. And let's see, episode 27 is going to come out on Saturday the 10th, which would mean that so it would probably end sometime mid-February, sometime after Valentine's Day would probably be when the series will end. And they may just be short episodes, but I know a lot of you guys like to see how things end up as far as progress and all that kind of stuff goes. And of course, I don't necessarily play these in, say, the career mode fashion, just because that is such a grind and everything, especially with seasons. But in any event, we'll close it out properly and kind of do the right thing, kind of like we did with Law Folds. And like I said, we can always come back. And I was actually talking to my friend Chris, who has been a long time viewer of the channel, and of course He and DC are two guys that have been watching the channel for quite a long time, and they both are Lawfolds fans and everything. And I was telling them, or I've told them on different occasions and everything, that I do often still go back and play a little bit on Lawfolds. It is just that special of a map for me. I think it is just sort of my for Farm Sim 17. I think it is just kind of one of my favorites for this particular game. And I'm sure that when Farm Sim 19 comes out, I'll find something that will be obviously new, because I think Lawfolds obviously was new to Farm Sim 17, and we'll find something that'll be new to Farm Sim 19. And of course, fingers crossed, maps, some of our favorites might make their way from 17 into 19. I don't know if maps that were, say, popular in 15 that came to 17, if there's any legitimacy in bringing those to 19. Maybe, maybe after you've played Coldborough Park Farm and Thornton Farm in 15 and 17, maybe it's time for these maps to maybe, go to the map graveyard in the sky or whatever, and officially retire. But anyway, I'm sure folks will enjoy playing those, and who knows, maybe Farm Sim 19 will be so special, maybe there'll be so much different functionality and everything there that obviously those maps would be fun playing. And I've certainly enjoyed playing Coldborough Park Farm in Farm Sim 17. Now, I think that that's pretty much going to do it. About 22 minutes, so really only about 8 minutes or so shy of a real episode. I am going to head up and bring the tractor back. I think probably Smithy probably went over to the pub, and I was planning on having a breakfast with all those fresh eggs that we took up there just a few minutes ago. So without further ado, I will just wrap things up and tell you all thank you so much for watching this episode of Thornton Farm, episode number 26. We will be back for another episode, obviously, tomorrow. You'll be watching Midtown USA, episode number 17, and that is our first harvest. That'll be a wheat harvest. And then, of course, Tazewell County follows on Thursday, and then another episode of Midtown on Friday, and then an episode 27 of Thornton Farm that I have yet to record, so I have no idea what we'll be doing on episode 27, probably selling some grain or something, and just kind of seeing how much snow we got from that last game day of fall. And maybe we'll have some snow in the ground to play around with. But anyway, take good care of yourselves and also of each other. God bless you all, and thank you again so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also hit the like button as well. I appreciate that. Good night from Thornton Farm. I'll see you all in a few days. Right back here. Take care now. Bye-bye.